Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's History World and Goober the Traveling Bear. Well, we haven't done any book reviews in a long time. I've been swamped, but Goober has a book here by David R. Sheldon. You Can Wine Too. And Goober loves wine, and we're going to talk about this book a bit. Now, I'll make a couple disclaimers. First of all, I would not consider myself a friend of Dave, more like an acquaintance. Okay. This is not him on the cover, by the way. That is an actor, I guess, a stand in. So, from fairy tales to nightmares, my path to drinking wine every night. Now, he has the Hampton Roads Winery with the giant goat tower. And I've made several videos of that winery. It's in Surrey. And he is him and his wife, they're fantastic people. So he wrote this book, and it's two books in one. All right. So he's from up in the New England area, and he wants to start a winery. And it's really neat because he signed this to Goober. Now you can get this on Amazon, and you can get the paperback copy there also, and also from at the winery. I wasn't sure what to expect, but boy, I learned a lot about country living and how awesome everyone is in the country. He has a nice table of contents. He talks about buying the house. The Hampton Roads Winery, they like sort of bought it sight unseen, and it was every chapter. It read so smooth, so nice. Um, and as I have moved to Matthews, Virginia, everyone is so nice in the South. Um, and he talks about how the local hardware store has, he needed this and that for the house, and fixing a furnace. And they said, "Oh, when you come in, just pay us." Um, Now there's some setbacks in the winery world. Okay, believe it or not, he had one entire season of grapes taken out in a night by birds. Birds came in and ate all his grapes. Devastating. Okay, the goat tower is in here. How he got started with a couple goats and it grew and grew. And I gotta say, this book is so neat. Um, and who are the real wine snobs? Um, One of the things I thought Dave was funny with was the screw caps on some of his wines, where he says you can open them quicker to get to the wine. I always laughed at that. And I really need to mention that when I make YouTube videos at his winery and at the Yorktown Market Fair, and I have Goober out, he is always really over the top fun about the Goober world. So I just like to say this book has one more thing in it. And what is interesting about it was his father. All right, there's a second book in it, and it is about his father and farming and growing season of less than 150 days. So the whole story in here is his father and farming in the New England area. Okay, so you can wine too. From fairy tales to nightmares, my path to drinking wine every night. Follow the author as he makes a life changing decision. He was actually a corporate person, much higher corporate than I am at General Mills, but and he went to making wine on a small scale and defying the odds in the consumer driven business. He has managed to zig and zag his way through a lot of challenges. David R. Sheldon. And David, I don't know if you'll see this video, but I really have to say that focus Goober in a little bit, that you are really a nice fella, and so's your whole staff at your winery. And this book makes me appreciate you and your wife and your wines even more, because you overcame a lot of things. That bird story was devastating. I think I would have called it a day. So Goober gives this book 2 paws up, and life is short. So there's 2 paws. And in my own personal life with Lisa and I, we've had a really rough spring, and things are really turning around for us. So you got to joke with Goober, because I think there's times if you don't laugh when you have a devastating or tough time, and for those of you that turn to the great creator, he can be very beneficial too. So David R. Sheldon, You Can Wine Too, on Amazon and paperback. Go to the Hampton Roads Winery and visit Dave. And most of all, tell him Goober sent you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, and be courteous.